Welcome to Stay Home Studios. The sun's going down. It's a little bright in my eyes. I'll spin us around a bit. There, I'll take us into where the calmer waters are together. You can do a little rowing with me. It's always fun to row. A little squeak here and there, a little cranky noise from the oars. Making sure that yellow boat doesn't get crushed by my big vessel. I don't even have a foghorn. I guess I could be the foghorn. Wow. Had a wonderful day. I took the time to walk in Victoria, British Columbia, downtown, where there were lots of people. I'm always so isolated in a way on the water or in my studio, except for when I'm playing music on Sundays. I'm pretty much just me and my partner creating art and having fun. But I needed to drop off a whole pile of my art down in Victoria, actually Sydney, by the sea, where the ferries, the major ferries taking you to the mainland arrive. So plenty of tourists that love to take original art to wear home in their countries all over the world. It's really handy for artists to be where there's tourists, I'll tell you what. Sure, the locals buy my work and they might even collect tons of them themselves, but it's the tourism that really makes me rich financially. But I'm rich already emotionally, so it does matter because I can buy more supplies, which I did today. Now we're in the smoother water. Less wind. Oh, here comes some wind to chase me down. Oh, there goes the yellow boats far, far away. So yeah, what I do is in Victoria with all the tourism, I love to go down Government Street, and it's sloped just right to the water, to where the government buildings are, the Empress Hotel. And with that slope in my spring shoes, I'm able to bounce and hop and skip and jump between all the tourists. Woo! Woo! Taking leaps and bounds, and they're going, where's this guy going and what's going on? He's just jumping on his spring shoes. When I was a young lad in school, I used to draw shoes with springs on them all the time. So when I became 30 years old, 41 years ago, I bought my first pair. And you know, I could probably still wear them, but the tops got all beat up. But the bottoms never do, because you can replace the springs for $60 a pair. The shoes cost about $300, and then replacement springs. But I've had the shoes well before COVID. And so it's about 8 years old. And the wind's coming up. It shouldn't be, because I'm in the calm. So yeah, so these shoes, the spring shoes that I have now, which I was just bouncing on, have new springs in them. But they're almost 8 years old, and I could keep using them. I bought another pair as COVID was kicking in, because I thought, what if they're never available again? And I couldn't live without having my spring shoes and elevate my bounce and keep me soft. 50% less impact. And it builds all new muscles around my legs. I keep the old ones because I'm going barefoot at the moment. Or sandals or something to really articulate with the ground. Because the spring shoes are like a platform ski boot in that there's almost no flexibility, so your feet are actually in this kind of flat position all the time you're wearing them, but you're articulating your rest of your ankles and your body more than you would if you're walking on regular shoes on cement, because cement and asphalt are keeping you kind of flat. So these shoes actually articulate, and they work your whole core, because you're constantly having to readjust, almost like micro skiing. Even when you're standing still, you're constantly shifting your hips, which is changing the springs, and there's all this movement in your body as you're waiting in line, even in the shopping centers. You can actually kick back and bounce on your heels, so you're cleaning your lymph glands. Did you know we have more fluid in our lymph glands than we do blood? And we have a heart that pumps the blood Tell me what pumps the lymph glands. Are you going to tell me? I won't even make you wait too long. It's the bouncing. When you're walking and you're running, that's why you're healthy, because you're cleaning all that lymph poison out of you. There's so much bad garbage in their lymph glands that needs pumping out, and our motion is what gets rid of it. So dancing with the spring shoes, I'm clean and the floor's covered in my goo. Well, I don't know. You can't really see the goo coming out of us, but it's from perspiration, I suppose, and all the glands are pumping out the juice because you're bouncing around or riding a horse or, just walking. If you're not in motion, you're not cleaning your lymph glands and you're all plugged up. It's as bad as being constipated. And you may not even know why you're feeling nauseous. It's because you're plugged up. Get some spring shoes or bounce around on those rebounders. Same thing. And you're, excuse me, you're also banging with a rebounder and the spring shoes. You're actually making our complete body particles bounce on each other, which is extremely healthy. So quit lying around all the time, and I've got to turn it off because of the wind. Bye-bye.